Hello, we are going to talk on Participatory Rural Appraisal or PRA that we call commonly. But first, to understand Participatory Rural Appraisal, we should understand what is participation. Participation is basically to encourage people to come up, decide for themselves, take decisions and prepare their own plans for the project proposals. So basically we have different types of participation. One is functional participation, where people come forward to fulfill some predefined objectives of some agency. Then we have passive participation, that is normally the top-down approach, where the government or the administration comes and basically explains to the people about the project, and people are just mute spectators to it to understand what the project is all about. Then we have participation by information giving, where we have extractive research or questionnaires where questions are asked to them, people just give information to them. Then we have participation by material incentives, where basically they work, they give their participation in return for something else, like labor in return for food, or cash in return for some work to be done. Then we have also interactive participation. This is basically the bottom-up approach and the main participation that should be encouraged, where people are engaged right from the beginning to the project implementation, the monitoring of the project, and till the end of the project in the evaluation processes and everything. Now, to do this participation, we do these appraisals in the rural sector to basically understand the needs of the people, the problems of the people, based on which PRA is then exercised to get a very detailed idea about what are the problems of the people and how they can overcome it. Now, PRA is again based on three pillars. First, you unlearn yourself. Don't go with preconceived notions. Have a fair, be open to the idea of taking people's knowledge. Then be ready to learn from them. Encourage people to participate and handing over the stick to them. The people should be actually telling you about the problems. They should be taking active participation, and you should only act as the facilitator or the catalyst. Now we have a difference here between RRA and PRA. What is RRA? RRA is Rapid Rural Appraisal, where you go, you take the information from the people and then you come and prepare the project yourself. Whereas in Participatory Rural Appraisal, we encourage the people to be everything in the process from the beginning till the end. Now, participatory rural appraisal is basically of three types. We have exploratory, where we explore different areas, the crop pattern, the water processes, the education system in the village. Then we have topical PRAs, where particular topic, like we are working on health, so we explore only the health areas. We were working on nutrition, so only the food and nutrition areas. Then we have the problem finding and analysis PRA, where basically the entire village is involved to give a basic idea about their project. Now PRA is having many tools and techniques, so we'll discuss briefly on the tools and techniques that are used in PRA. First, we use the social map. Social map is basically designing a map of the entire village, the houses, the livestock, the education, the schools, the panchayat bhavan, to get a basic idea about the village. Then we come to the resource map, where we chalk out the resources of the village, the agricultural fields, the forests, the water bodies in the village. And after doing this resource map, we go on a transit walk. Transit walk means going with the community to have a physical verification of the agricultural fields, the water bodies which are nearer to the fields, the forest areas which can be used in our projects. So we get a brief idea on how to design the project. Then we do mobility mapping. Mobility mapping is people go out of the village to buy goods and services, to go in search of employment. They face many difficulties in their way. The transport facilities are not good. So to get an idea about the mobility, we also have the mobility mapping in the village. Then we do the timeline analysis, where we sit with the elders of the group and the timeline of the village regarding the crop pattern, the rainfall pattern of the village, the different diseases that have been continuing over the years, over the last 10 to 40 years. We get an idea about the different timeline of the different aspects of the project. And the trend analysis is basically the trending pattern. Suppose some cropping pattern, the trending change in the agricultural pattern, or the depletion of forest resources, or the water bodies that have depleted and we can actually work on it to conserve it, or the food pattern of the villages. So we go into the trend analysis. Then we also work on the seasonality analysis. We work on the different seasons of the village so that we know the lean periods when the villagers are free, and we can design some income generating projects so that they have some sources of livelihood. Or we can know about the different seasons when different crops are sowed. So that is why we know about the different seasons in detail from the village. Then we also do the gender analysis, where we know about the men and the women who have defined roles, and in gender analysis it should be such that the project should not be done in such a way that the already women are overworked and we are again imposing workload on them. And then at last we do the exploratory walk with them, so that we go with them, we find out the different resources in the villages, we sit and discuss with them, we see the secondary sources, the literature, the census data and the books and literature available, and then we do our own observation, and finally we write a report. So PRA is basically helpful to get a first hand knowledge about the village and do detailed project planning. Thank you.